everything is bleak, you can bet your tushy that there's one man we can all rely on to die for us to make things right again. And that is MC Natsuki Subaru. When your woman is taken away from you, it's a good thing she can block the NTR herself. So that just leaves bringing together all the allies to regroup or an epic counterattack to defeat these disgustingly powerful Sin Archbishops. So it is up to Natsuki Subaru to lift the spirits of all the people of Pristella to always and always tatakau. Where there's a will, there's someone that will step up to the plate to give you hope, and that is a cheat code. For this video, we're going to be covering ReZero, Season 3, Episode 7, or Episode 57 overall. Motomo atarashii eiyu to motomo furui eiyu. This episode continues that optimism from that previous episode, that Subaru and the others not only have a chance to save themselves, but everyone else as well. That is, to save everyone of Pristella. And also, let's not forget about stopping our girl Emilia from getting NTR'd. The episode opens up with your boy Al, the man with a helmet that screams that he might just be hiding something. But what he isn't hiding is mass murdering a bunch of cultists. Among the floor of a bunch of future body bags was a magical mirror, a Mitia-like device that just so happens to connect to the other Sin Archbishop's Mitias. Immediately after Al opens up the communication device, so does Emilia, who is an absolute delight as she starts spilling the beans that the NTR loser is in Tower District number 3 and that Lust is in the 1st District Tower. Al is totally thrown off by Emilia's courageousness, but is confused because of her position of being a kidnapped princess. Emilia reassures Al of her growth as a character and the strength she currently wields that isn't as timid as it was in the previous seasons. She isn't a damsel in distress, and Subaru has belief that she can take care of herself in the meantime as they handle the Sin Archbishops that are in the 4 different towers first, which is the natural progression before they can make a successful rescue of Emilia, if they really want to be a true hero of the people, and for Emilia to be there for everyone in Lagunica. Emilia begs to Al to help relay this important message about the Sin Archbishops to Subaru, and will apologize to Lick My Feet Priscilla for borrowing one of her most trusted and loyal servants. The beginning of this episode really feels that awesomeness feeling from Season 1 to Season 2 into now, that the characters themselves have grown so much since then. Just as in Season 2, Subaru has this newfound belief and trust in his allies that he can rely on them. It seems like right now Subaru and Emilia are in sync with how they're gonna handle their adverse situations. Like in the previous episode of Subaru's will and resolve of not buying into Lust's and the cultist demands, Emilia has become aware of what exactly she needs to do. That is to help Subaru and the others defeat these Sin Archbishops, while at the same time that will actually help save herself from her position while she's trying to help save Regulus's wives from Regulus. While everything is looking like on the up and up, even Emilia's character has this weird overconfidence about telling Al about her situation and how much she trusts and believes in her knight until actually no jump scare. As everything looks to be trending in a positive direction, we all know good villains aren't that dumb, as this sets us up for tons of more mystery and unpredictability. Even Al tells Emilia to make sure she behaves herself in the meantime, because ain't nobody want their woman to be abominated. It progresses back to Subaru, Anastasia, and Julius's meeting, looking at a magical turning of a tables looking thing. That is this broadcasting Mitia. Then Kyodai comes to deliver Emilia's message we just witnessed, and right after, Garfield comes to show his relief for his precious Taisho. The optimism continues with Garfield regrouping with Subaru and the others, but Al once again hints at Emilia being way too optimistic, while there's a greedy man waiting to wed his 54th alive woman. The NTR is not off the table as long as wife number 79 is still in his possession, as she's trying to play AU and save all the wives. The next scene shows Emilia getting rid of her replacement, a sleep dummy, the trick Regulus and the wives. But this ain't no ordinary blonde. She sniffs out number 79's little trick, but Amelia catches on to number 184's feelings of wanting number 79 to actually escape. Number 79 has it in her to try to save Regulus's wives from within. She certainly carries on Subaru's quality from season 2 to not try to sacrifice people's lives if she can prevent it, and that's what the ruler of the people would absolutely do. Wife number 184 has finally shown a chink in her trauma bonding to Regulus. If this silver-haired half-elf has the banana to go against Regulus's will, then maybe after 184 lost all hope to just spread him, this time maybe it will be Regulus that will spread him. This story is just slowly going scene by scene, character to character, to show this cautious optimism that is building in this crescendo. But knowing stories like we all do, nothing just goes perfectly as is. This is continually setting us up to feel really good about this optimism that the heroes are feeling. So of course, there's gonna be a lot of unexpectedness happen in between. The question becomes, what is going to be that thing that will go wrong, that will have us on the edge of our seat while the story progresses through each character and interaction, formulating this counterattack? And it will be from there where we'll see the Sin Archbishops make their move. Subaru informs Al and Garfield about their overall situation in the government building, with the giant Meteor being to take Priscilla back from the weirdo witch's cult squad HQ, with Subaru's squad in control of the Meteor that's able to broadcast. They can communicate to the people to better lift their spirits, seeing that Wrath's authority is causing tons of civil unrest, confirmed by Garfield's search for Subaru, where all the Maju are currently terrorizing all the stragglers, seeing that using the broadcast would be the most ideal for morale, but it's not so easy, as the witch's cult will be prepared for some little old tyranny of villainy. The Watergate that was unleashed at the 1st District is also a mystery as to who opened it and closed it, as it seemed like it was used to save them, in which it is possible that it might be used against them this time, and that the flood will continue. The flood causing more mayhem and destruction upon this beautiful city. The shady man with a tin can on his head tells the others not to worry about the Sin Archbishop's careful planning, as they are experienced in ultimate villainy, as they are always taking dubs no matter what. Except Juicy, I guess. Al pretty much reassures everyone that the cult is very much taking them lightly, so using the Meteor is very much a realistic option, with the cult likely taking little to no consideration as to if it will change the results of their demands, as it seems like they always end up getting their way, at least in the past, and of course, not for Juicy. It turns into a "it's gotta be you" situation, as Subaru asks Anastasia, Julius, and even considers Ricardo and the dragon blood infested Crush. Although Anastasia is a royal candidate, she cannot move the needle enough to make the difference in building the people's morale. It's not until the loyal and caring Garfield suggests that his Taisho should be the one. It has to be Subaru that speaks with the people of Pristella. I mean, who else could say they defeated one of the Sin Archbishops? Juicy! By lighting his ass on fire. Julius brings up Subaru's worst moments during the royal selection. It's that defiance and outspokenness that may have led him to shame, but it also led him to victory, like the fight against the white whale and like lighting Juicy on fire. Even in season 2, Subaru gained allies that look up to him, for Subaru to lead them, like Otto and Garfield. It's those defying words of courage, strength, and I don't give a crap what you think voice that can be the difference maker in using the broadcast to quell Sirius's wrath authority over the citizens of Pristella. Everyone huddles around Subaru to give him the courage to do so, except Kyodai. Bro, it's like, if you ain't got it, you don't gotta do it. That gets Garfield to step up to the plate to try to shun Al, but Al isn't wrong about Subaru not having the courage and feeling like he's being overestimated and overwhelmed. The Sin Archbishops totally outclassed them. I mean, Regulus literally looked at Subaru and then a part of his leg went missing. Al points out to Subaru about Emilia. Shouldn't he be worried about saving Emilia first? Where's all the bravado with doing everything he can for her? Al pushes Subaru further that fighting the Sin Archbishops are like heroic illusions. ReZero has a lot of idealism in it. Like in season 2, Subaru wanted to save everyone, even though Roswell set him up to pick and choose which one. So in this case of season 3, Al makes Subaru aware of his heroic, delusional idealism. Or if Subaru loses, it can be absolute death. If Subaru loses this and takes this chance to become everyone's hero, now he bears this ultimate burden, this ultimate responsibility to save everyone. And if he fails, everyone else will too, and many people will die because of Subaru thinking that he can save everyone. This might be the biggest takeaway from season 3 with this decision of Subaru taking that step to not bypass saving everyone of Pristella and going ahead and saving Emilia, but instead being that hero that will try to save everyone. I mean, that is the ultimate shonen thing to do, but Al is there to present to us, like Roswell did in season 2, that there is a reality here, a real one, that you might not be able to save everyone, and him being that person to try to be that hero might actually be the worser outcome. So Subaru better have an airtight plan with 99.9% success. So I guess we'll see towards the end of the episode how that can be very close to 99.9% success in saving everyone of Pristella and Emilia. This has been an increasingly building up to a crescendo moment where Subaru, with his idea of using the media to broadcast hope, will he be able to find resolve in his decision? I guess we'll find out. Subaru pulls a hero ni naru. Of course, Subaru decides that he will be the people's champ. It's not like him dying is the end of the world. However, Al makes it very clear that being the glimmer of hope, that ray of light, means having that ultimate responsibility of carrying an entire city's burden. Maybe at this point, Subaru should be the ruler of Lagunica. Anastasia tells Subaru to look good like a man is supposed to, and they fist bump each other. And Subaru looks back at Yuli, and for Yuli to not make fun of him. Then he talks to his Kyodai and thanks him as Al walks away in complete silence. Yo boy steps up to the plate to speak words of Pristella's AU, and then back to the miserable lies of a messed up harem. Number 79 tells number 184 that she has never ever given up. Just when number 184 felt the urge to actually save herself, she starts to feel demoralized once again. Like all the other wives, Regulus obliterated all their friends, family, and anyone that may have ever known them, just so he could smash them. Greed is a goddamn menace that must be stopped. But number 184 is thinking that saving herself is totally futile. So maybe, just maybe, she'll just keep spreading it for him. Emilia hits us with the
Sonna.
The irony is Emilia pretty much pulled a Regulus with her own people, except they're just kind of frozen instead, just when a ray of hope of dignity was needed during a time of ultimate despair. Hey, you know, Pristella Natsuki Subaru hops on the Mitia and plays the "I'm never gonna give you up, I'm never gonna let you down, and I'm never gonna run around and desert you." Subaru starts off with the most unimpressive start of a speech ever. Good thing this isn't a YouTube video you can quickly click out of, as Subaru rambles on to relate to all the people of Pristella that he is quite meek and weak and totally wants to run away. Good thing they didn't have to witness this protagonist's worst versions of himself as he starts to get into the speech that will give the people what they want, and what they want is Kibo. Look at each other, look at each other. Don't suffer alone, people, because we are all in this together. Please tell me I ain't the only one that doesn't want to be a pussy. One by one NPC after another declares, "We ain't no pussy." I ain't no pussy either. Ain't that right, Jared? Of course, the people of Pristella ain't built like no pussies. Subaru declares to the people to never give up. Never say never. As long as you believe, we shall all believe. And then he reveals to the people of Pristella that he lit St. Archbishop Juicy on fire, and so he's gonna light gluttony, lust, and the NTR on fire as well. If you never stop believing, then we are absolutely going to win. Number 184 asks number 79 who that was speaking. Amelia proudly tells her, "That's my honey boo, Natsuki Subaru." She goes on to give hope to number 184 that being a bride should be one of happiness and not one of attempted murders. She even brings up that one time before Juicy went insane and that he and her auntie mother never got that opportunity to find happiness through marriage. Amelia believes she can save number 184 and all the other wives as well, but it's gonna be a huge hurdle as being brainwashed, trauma bonded is one of the hardest mental hurdles to get around to people. That is the idealism that ReZero is trying to attack right now, because some people just can't be saved. Number 184 tells her that that's all nice and all, but just do that alone. Amelia tells 184 that she is never alone, and she tells her we're gonna go through with the NTR. It flips back to Subaru's end of his speech back at the government building to give one last scene to this long ass episode. Subaru embarrassingly apologizes for his terrible speech, but everyone was totally moved as Subaru is known to be a dirty dog that lifts everyone's spirits up. So now they only need to find a way to defeat the St. Archbishops. Simply said, very hard to execute, as they are at 4 different locations and they're likely all OP in a surprising but not so surprising end to the episode. The last 2 members that are needed to help defeat the St. Archbishops arrive. Otto pulls up the clutch this upcoming battle as he brings this anime's OP shonen of shonens, Reinhard von Austria. For an episode that went pretty long, it certainly felt a bit shorter because not that much happened in it. We get this long build-up to Subaru deciding whether or not he should be the one to give that speech to the people of all Pristella, as he needs to be that hero for everyone if he wants to save everyone. But at the same time, that's where Al comes in to try to get him to pump the brakes, as being this heroic person is kind of delusional, as if he does fail, literally this could end in a major disaster. That's even worse, that will lose tons of more hope. This episode, along with the previous episode, is taking its time building up this crescendo of hope and optimism, nested in an even bigger optimistic crescendo that is coinciding up into a climactic plot point. The previous episode felt like it was the first moment of picking up the pieces and regrouping, and at the same time it really felt like this might be the moment where everything is gonna start to change for the better. So what this episode provided was that broader, bigger picture boost of morale that shows that Subaru and Amelia are actually on the same page, and they're gonna do everything that it takes to save everyone of Pristella. I mean, Amelia is supposed to be a ruler one day, right? That is who she wants to be. So she has to be there for everyone of Lugunica, which also means that Amelia is gonna go through with this wedding with Regulus, as she needs to be there still to try to help save the lives. That right there is a lot of idealism, to save everyone. And not only that, to save brainwashed people that literally lost everything and only have this trauma bonded relationship with Regulus. That to me in this story so far really does feel like the most far-fetched thing that can be actually realistic. So ReZero does like to play in this area where heroes can really accomplish it all. But of course, there's always going to be something unexpected to happen. So season 2 and season 3 perfectly plays into this perfect heroic idealism that is very hard to accept as reality. So that is why Al specifically is there to be that character to bring reality to Subaru and to the story. He even warns Amelia, and Amelia herself even thinks, hey, maybe I'm a little bit too optimistic here. So Al brings the reality to their naivety. So what Roswell did in season 2 for the sacrifice part of the arc, Al does the same in season 3 to show that what Subaru and Amelia is doing is more idealistic than it is realistic. That you can't have your cake and eat it too. And Al, who is quite the shady character himself. But as of right now, he does feel like an ultimate net benefit, even though the previous episode kinda ended with him in a shady way. Like, how the hell do you have the Mythia? Or the glass communication thing, whatever the hell it's called. Even though Al said some questionable things and he knows a lot more about the Sin Archbishops, that we don't know how he knows all of this, that in itself is still a mystery for his character. So overall, this episode is just a very optimistic, feel-good episode that is building us up to probably knock us back down a little bit. Subaru and Amelia continue to be firm in their bond, and they seem to be on the same wavelength with what they want to do with the big picture things by trying to save everyone first. And I love that they're showing their growth from the previous seasons. Amelia seems to be taking Subaru's season 2's I ain't letting no sacrifices happen, and Subaru seems to be taking the step forward of being this actual charismatic leader, carrying on that role and elevating himself like what he had to do during the White Whale arc. So yeah guys, let me know what you guys thought about this episode of ReZero episode 7. I would love to know what you guys think. And do me a favor guys, hit the like button if you believe in shonen idealism, and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and check out my blog at otakusen.com. And I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.